It's a beautiful and wet Saturday morning in the city of Lagos. Welcome to Contraceptive Matters, reaching you live from the studios of Lagos Weekend Television. This is the show that encompasses all that has to do with reproductive health issues. I'm Olasumbo Modupe. The program continues shortly. Please stay with us. Contraceptive Matters. I am Olasumbo Modupe. This program is made possible by DKT Nigeria, one of the largest and private providers of contraceptives and reproductive products in the country. Today we are looking at another form of contraceptives, non-hormonal. We are looking at intrauterine device. It is one of, I guess it is one of the oldest form too as well, unlike implants that we treated 2 weeks ago. So I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me Dr. Tosin Laleye. She's a medical practitioner. She has been sharing her expertise for the past 2 or 3 weeks on the different types of methods we have out there. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, viewers at home. It's good to be back with you in the studio today.
How's your week been?
It's been awesome. Thank you.
Right. Okay. We are looking at intrauterine device today. Yes. It is non-hormonal, unlike IUS, because we have the hormonal and non-hormonal method. Definitely. So what makes this method different from others?
All right. Thank you very much for your question. Like you rightly said, the intrauterine device is an example of a non-hormonal method of contraceptive. It is intrauterine. By that, we mean that it is inserted into the uterus or the womb, as the layman may refer to it. So the intrauterine device is just a little plastic device which is copper containing. That's the active ingredient for this particular method is copper. And it is inserted into the uterus, like I said, and it can last for as long as between 5 to 10 years, depending on the specific type the individual adopts. And from the stable of DKT, the brand of intrauterine device we have is the Lydia. And this Lydia has about 5 variants, which I will just quickly mention. We have the Lydia Copper Y, the Lydia Copper T, which lasts for 10 years. The Copper Y is 5 years. The Lydia Slick, the Lydia Safe Load, and then the Lydia Postpartum. The Lydia Slick has been...
I was going to ask, what's the difference between the Slick, the Y, and the T?
Okay, well, basically the Lydia Copper Y is the variant that lasts for 5 years. You know, I said the intrauterine device lasts for 5 to 10 years, depending on which variant. So the Copper Y is for 5 years. The Lydia Copper T lasts for 10 years. The Lydia Slick also lasts for 5 years, but it was made such that it can fit into the uterus of women who have not had any baby, whose uterus may be a little bit smaller than their counterparts who have had children. So they can have it placed without any form of discomfort. Yeah, so that's it. And then the Lydia Safe Load is another variant that lasts for up to 10 years. And then we have the Lydia Postpartum. The good thing about the Lydia Postpartum is that a woman can have it inserted as early as 48 hours after delivery. So you are in the hospital, you just had a baby, you don't want to think about coming back after 6 weeks to sort out contraceptive issues, so you can just have it put in place, and this also will last for 10 years. So those are the variants from the stable of DKT. Okay,
why would I want to choose 10 years rather than 5 years? Would it still be effective?
Yes, definitely to be effective. But if you know that the one of the basic things that contraceptives do for us is that they help us to space our families. So they are good for child spacing. So if you've had a baby now and you know that you are not willing to have another baby within the next 10 years, you can safely put it in. Or if you are even the type of woman, you feel that you've completed your family, that's okay, I plan to have 2 or 3 children and I've had my 3 children, I'm not having any other children, and you are interested in having a long-term method, this method is good for you. So you can adopt the one for 10 years, more so if you are not willing to have any other children.
All right, so who can use this method? Can anybody adopt this method irrespective of one's health condition, whether you're breastfeeding or not? Okay, you've mentioned earlier on that immediately after delivery, 48 hours, you can adopt that method. But what about health conditions? Are there any health conditions I need to consider before adopting this method?
All right, thank you. So I'll start from who can use this. This method is actually very safe for a lot of women. Like we've mentioned, breastfeeding women, women who have never had any baby before. And if you're if you are the type of woman who may not remember to take a pill a day, if you may not remember to take an injection every 3 months, or if you are the type of woman who is not really interested in using any hormonal method of contraceptive, then this is the method of choice for you. So in terms of who cannot use this method, there are actually a few groups of women who we usually do not advise to use this method. For example, if you have an unexplained or an undiagnosed vaginal bleeding, it is not advised that you use this method. And then if you have sexually transmitted infection, especially untreated sexually transmitted infection, it is not advisable you use this method, because when these infections are left untreated and then you adopt this method, it can actually predispose you to what we call a pelvic inflammatory disease, which is a more complex form of infection in your pelvis. You do not want this to happen. So we don't advise that you do this. And then if you are also at risk of sexually transmitted infection, for example, if you have multiple sexual partners, we do not advise that you use this method. So in a nutshell, if you have an undiagnosed or an unexplained vaginal bleeding, that's you're bleeding and it's not been diagnosed, it has not been, the cause has not been identified, we do not advise that you use this method. If you have multiple sexual partners, thereby predisposing you to sexually transmitted infection, we don't advise that you use this method. If you have untreated sexually transmitted infection,
for example, gonorrhea or in some cases chlamydia, we do not advise that you use this method.
Okay, so how does it work? Because from the clips we saw earlier, it's a thin and in form of a metal device.
Okay. Well, usually it's plastic these days, the newer ones, and then it contains copper, which is the active
So
ingredient.
how does it work? Because once it has been inserted, it's just lying there.
Yes.
What's the mode of operation?
All right, thank you. Like we said, it's inserted by an expert into the uterus. So it stays there, and the active ingredient is copper. So it releases the copper into the womb.
Okay, and so it's the copper. It's
yes, it is the copper doing the work.
Okay.
And this copper is actually toxic to spermatozoa. So the major mechanism of action of this method is that it prevents fertilization. You know what happens is, okay, during sexual intercourse, the spermatozoa are released, they go into the womb and try to reach the egg, which is released and comes down through the fallopian tubes. Okay. So what the copper in the uterus does is that it prevents this sperm, but it has a toxic effect on them. It weakens them. So the spermatozoa is unable to reach the egg, and so by so doing, it prevents fertilization. Okay. And we all know that without fertilization, there's no way pregnancy can occur. So basically, that is how it works. It weakens the spermatozoa. It is toxic to them. It doesn't allow them to reach the egg and prevents fertilization.
Okay, so once I've been certified, okay, this particular method is good for me, I can actually walk up to my healthcare practitioner to fix anytime.
Yes.
Irrespective of my menstrual cycle. Yes. And all that.
Yes, that's one of the good things about this method. It can actually be inserted at any point in time during your period or your cycle. Okay. During any time of your cycle, though we usually say that you should get it inserted immediately after your period or during your period. But having said that, it is also safe to insert it at any time at all during your menstrual cycle.
Okay, so aside from being a child-spacing method, what are the other benefits? Let's look, are there other benefits?
Yes, there are actually lots of benefits of this particular method. Like we said, it's a non-hormonal method, so it is safe for women who have side effects from the hormonal method. So it helps you avoid any hormone-related side effects in terms of contraceptive. Then another advantage is the fact that this method starts to work immediately it is inserted. So you don't need to think of a backup method. You don't need to say,
like when you have your implants.
Yes, or the daily pill that we usually say you need a backup method for the first 7 days. With this method, it starts to work immediately it is inserted. Another advantage of this method is the fact that it is safe to use when you're breastfeeding. In fact, as early as 48 hours, that's 2 days after delivery, you can have the postpartum variant inserted, and it is safe for you. And then another advantage is that this method can actually be removed at any time. Once the woman says, okay, I don't want it anymore, or I'm ready to have a baby now, it can be removed. And then it can be removed at any time, and there is quick return to fertility. Immediately it is removed, the woman has quick return to fertility. You don't need to wait for months before fertility returns. That does not happen because, of course, it is non-hormonal, so it does not alter any level of the woman's hormones, and then you don't need to wait for any period for fertility to return. And then another very good advantage of this method is the fact that you can use it as an emergency contraceptive. If it's inserted within 5 days of unprotected intercourse and the woman is afraid of getting pregnant and all of that, and maybe you don't have access to the post pill now, you can have this method inserted, and it can also work as an emergency contraceptive. So in a nutshell, those are some of the advantages of this method.
All right, thank you, Doctor. That has been Dr. Tosin Laleye, a medical doctor in the house, and we've been discussing intrauterine device, a non-hormonal method of contraceptive, one of the modern non-hormonal contraceptive. And this program is made possible by DKT Nigeria, one of the largest and private providers of contraceptives and reproductive health products in the country. So far, so good. We've tried to look at the benefits. We've tried to look at how and when and who can use this method, who can actually adopt this method. We'll take a short break now. When we return, the program continues. Please stay with us. All right, thanks for staying with us. It's still Contraceptive Matters with DKT Nigeria, and today we've been talking intrauterine device with Dr. Tosin Laleye. Please note, you can log on to www.onionbanana.com for more information about this particular method we're discussing today, or any other method, or any other issue about reproductive health. www.onionbanana.com, or send your question to DKT's toll-free short code by typing RHS space your question to 38350 from your phone. It is toll-free. It is free of charge. You get a doctor to call you immediately your message drops. Send your question from your phone to DKT's toll-free short code by typing RHS in caps space your question to 38350. Viewers at home can also send WhatsApp messages to 0809 027918. Send WhatsApp messages only to 0809 027918. Send WhatsApp messages only to 0809 027918. Okay, doctor.
Line to call?
No, they are just,
okay,
for now.
Okay.
Let's receive messages. When we discuss about 5 more minutes, we'll release the mobile lines. So send SMS, your WhatsApp messages to 0809 027918. Okay, so Dr. So far so good. We've discussed about the methods, the mode of operation, how to adopt, how to fix, and how it works. So let's look at can this particular method be combined with other methods, like some other methods we've discussed in the past?
Okay, thank you. Like I mentioned earlier, this method actually starts to work immediately it is inserted. So there's really no need to have to combine it with any other method. There's really no need for that.
Okay, so what are some of the side effects? Because there's nothing 100% safe. Okay, so are there any side effects?
Yes, but like we usually say, yes, there are side effects, but not every woman will experience these side effects. Some women would and some women will not. Okay. So by way of side effects, one of the most common side effects of this particular method is the woman may complain of mild lower abdominal pain within the first few days of insertion, maybe the first 2-3 days, or just a very mild, moderate to mild pain, which will resolve after about 3 to 4 days. That's that. And then another thing that may happen with this method in place is that some women complain of their menstrual flow being heavier than usual. So this method can make your menstrual flow heavier than
like how many sanitary pads in a week? When should you be worried? Well,
when we say it may make the flow heavier, it's not like maybe you should now like finish a packet of pad in a day. No, not anything like that.
When should you worry?
You will just notice that your
flow is heavy.
Yes, it's a little bit heavier than what it is. And like sometimes, and like I said, you know, some women may have this, some women may not. Some women may have a mild reaction, some women may have a really serious reaction. And if that is the case for you, you see that your bleeding is very heavy, you're passing clots and all of that, please visit your healthcare professional. You may need to actually change this method. We've actually had cases of women who had to change their methods because the bleeding became really heavy. But like I said, not every woman will react like that. And then another side effect is that some women may actually complain of menstrual pain. So if you are the type that did not have menstrual pain previously, but with this method you may actually begin to have some form of menstrual pain, but nothing major, something that can easily be taken care of with analgesics. But if it doesn't resolve and becomes a major concern, you may need to change your method to another method.
Okay, I think we have a message now. Please, I want to know whether we can see all the contraceptive tablets and injection outside Nigeria, e.g. Togo.
Okay, well, from the truth about the matter is that I don't, for a country like Togo, there will definitely be contraceptive methods available. I'm not too sure whether you will get the exact brands present in Nigeria. But I'm sure if you visit your family planning clinic in Togo, there will be. Even if you don't get the Nigerian brands available in Togo, some of them might be available, but you will definitely get family planning methods available in Togo. Okay,
good afternoon. Please, does this method prevent any style of sexual intercourse? And how do you know it's a good method for you?
Okay, thank you very much. This method, like we explained earlier, it just consists of a small plastic, and then it also consists of copper. So it's not as if it's something very big that is being inserted into you and you're going to be very conscious of it. No. In fact, after a while, when women have been on this method for a few months and they've gotten used to it, fine, you know that the method is there, but it's not like you are conscious of it. It becomes a part of you. So for that reason, and part of the advantages, one of them that I left out is that it does not interrupt sexual intercourse. So for you are saying, can you just take the question again?
Okay, does it prevent any style of sexual intercourse?
It doesn't interrupt intercourse, so you are actually free to adopt any style you want. Your partner is not even likely to notice that you have anything in there. It shouldn't interrupt intercourse in any way. You can enjoy complete intimacy. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, can the device be bought at any health center? Can I get the device at any health center?
Okay, like we said, this method, it's not something like most of the methods we've discussed. You do not just get them over the counter. You need a doctor's prescription. So you're actually going to have access to this method through
you don't just adopt any method.
No, you need to visit a health facility. It's only the condoms you can get over the counter and the emergency contraceptive, that's the post pill. But for this, you need a doctor's prescription, and it will be inserted by a trained health care professional, not a quack, a trained healthcare professional. Because like we said, it's going to be inserted into your uterus. Not the average person out there will not know how to do that. So you need to visit a healthcare facility and have it inserted by a trained professional.
All right, so you've heard the doctor. You don't just settle for this method or adopt this method basically because your friend recommended the method. All right, so viewers at home, I'm sure you have one or two questions to ask about this method. If you're actually on this method, you can share one or two views about this. Let us know what your experience is like. So please call 0908-729-6673. Please share your experience with us. Call 090-8729-6673. That's the call line. Then the WhatsApp messages line. Send your message to 0809-027-9018. Okay, so let's move ahead. Good afternoon. The last time I did mine during my menstrual cycle, I saw so much blood. It was as if I was bleeding. Please, what's the cause?
Okay, like I just mentioned, I don't know if you've been listening, this method can actually make your menstrual flow more than it used to be. So, but if it now gets, if it's, like I said, some women will have that and some women will not have that. So if you are the type and you've noticed that, but if it's something worrisome for you, if it's something that makes you worry, you're not okay with it, you feel you are losing too much blood, you may actually need to go back to your healthcare facility. Your doctors or your trained family planning nurses will interact with you, and they will be in a better position to judge and see if you're actually losing too much blood that may cause them to worry. And you may actually need to drop this method and pick up another method. So basically, this method can make you bleed more, but it should not make you bleed to the extent that maybe you start getting anemic and all of that. No.
All right. Does it protect against STIs and HIV or AIDS?
No, no, no.
It doesn't.
This method does not protect you against sexually transmitted infection or HIV/AIDS. No. The only method of contraceptive that will do that is the condoms, actually.
Okay.
That is the only method that that's the only method that can give you the dual advantage of preventing pregnancy and also preventing sexually transmitted infection.
Okay, will IUD, the intrauterine device, move to other parts of my body?
No, the IUD is not moving anywhere.
All right, hello, good afternoon. We have our first caller today. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
I want to ask the doctor a question.
Okay, what's your name?
Emeka is the name. I'm calling from Lagos.
Emeka from Lagos. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
Okay, please, a couple, both of them are AA. One is zero negative and one is zero positive.
Okay.
Is there any problem in both of them?
You said
both of them are AA.
AA, and one is zero negative and one is zero positive. Did I get you right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you want to know if they are compatible?
Pardon?
You want to know if they are compatible?
Yes, I want to know if they are compatible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you,
much
Emeka.
for your question. Yes, that's the O negative we talked about is actually the blood group, and the positive or negative there is the resource factor. So if you have a couple, we actually have a lot of couples where you have the husband, sometimes the husband is negative and the woman is positive and all of that.
Okay.
But there's absolutely no problem. But of course, and that is why whenever a woman is pregnant, her blood group and genotype are taken. Your healthcare professionals know what to do in that case. Of you having one of them being negative. And for example, if the woman is the one that is positive and she has a child that is now negative, your doctors know what to do to prevent any unpalatable situations arising from the woman bearing children. So there's nothing to worry about. You can go ahead and get married even if your resource factors don't match. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name? We didn't get that. What's your name?
Yes, it's Alio from Calabar.
You're calling from Calabar, but I didn't get your name. Hello? Hello, go ahead with your question. Hello? Are you there?
I don't think he can hear us.
Okay. Please call back. Call 0908-729-6673. 0908-729-6673. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Please lower the volume of your TV set.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Lower the volume of your TV set. Hello? Hello, good afternoon. What's your name? Welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon.
We can hear you, but I'm sure you cannot hear us because the volume of your TV set is high.
Can we give your number to another person who's not at home?
Yes, you can do that.
About
The
this
person,
matter?
yes, you can do that. Thanks for calling. Yes, the person can call 0809-0279018 after the show. Call 0809-0279018 or send the message to RHS space your question to 38350. Send your question to DKT's toll-free short code. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is Olabi calling from Ikorodu.
Your name is Bolade
Olabi.
Owolabi from Ikorodu. Thanks for calling, Owolabi. What's your question?
Yeah.
Owolabi, you're on here.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead. Please, Owolabi, call back. Call 0908-729-6673. 0908-729-6673. Before we got our first call,
Okay, I was about to
if
answer.
someone wants to know if it moves to the
It
parts of
doesn't
the
move
body.
to any part of your body.
Okay.
The uterus is a hollow organ in your body. By hollow, I mean something that has a space inside it, and then it comes down to become
Like
the
a Y
cervix.
shape.
Yes, and just the same way when you're pregnant, the baby doesn't move out of the uterus to go around the body. So if this device is placed in by an expert into your uterus, it doesn't
You don't
move
have
around.
a problem. Okay, please, I had a miscarriage 7 months ago and couldn't get another now. Could it be due to the contraceptive used in the past or not? That's the message.
Okay, couldn't get another now. That's another pregnancy.
It's not pregnant. Okay, I think we have a call. Hello, good afternoon. We lost that call. All right, so please, will you respond to that?
Well, usually, this method or any other, that's why one of the first things we check before a woman can adopt any method of contraceptive is you need to confirm that you are not pregnant. So usually, if you've used a method of contraceptive in the past and you've stopped it and you took in, that's you got pregnant, it's not likely to be the effect of that causing either the miscarriage or causing you not to be able to get pregnant again.
Okay.
So I would just advise that you visit your doctors. There are a lot of reasons why a woman may suffer a miscarriage and a lot of reasons why you may find it difficult to get pregnant. So please see your doctor. Let them see to the reasons why that is happening.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, are you there?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Yes, madam. Please, I want to confirm something. I'm an age woman, and I want to use this man for
Hello, please
Yeah.
slow
Slow
down.
down.
Please slow down. Please slow down. What's your question?
Okay. I want to start to use a woman condom.
Okay, the female condom.
How do I insert it? And what can I take it?
And where can you get it? Did I get you right?
Yes.
Okay, you want to know how to insert the female barrier method and how to get
How
it.
to insert it?
Okay,
Yeah,
what's your
where to
name?
get it?
What's your name?
My name is Ayo from Ikorodu.
Ayo from Ikorodu. Thanks for calling, Ayo. Is that all? Okay.
Well, okay. You may actually really benefit from a demonstration, which I
Okay.
cannot do on air now. So I will just, yes, the condom is one of the methods you can get over the counter. Usually when you buy a pack,
can get it
comes
anywhere.
Yes, you can get it in most pharmacies. The pack comes with instructions of how you can actually get it inserted. But if you're still having difficulties after reading through the instructions, please visit basically most of your health care facilities, maybe the
health
health center.
I
If
wonder
you
why
walk
people
in there,
don't like to go to
most of the health centers
centers.
have devoted family planning clinics. So if you walk in there, there are trained nurses. They can demonstrate and help you answer all of your questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not menstruate during lactation and my cycle is not regular while not lactating. Can I use it?
Okay, you want to know if you can use this
method?
method? Yes. Okay. Like we said earlier, one of the advantages of this method is the fact that it is safe for breastfeeding mothers. So yes, you may not menstruate while you are breastfeeding. Okay, you may not menstruate while you are breastfeeding, but that also does not rule out the fact that it is possible for you to get pregnant. So that is why we don't advise that you just refuse to use anything because, oh, my menses has not come yet. And yes, this method is safe for you. You can use it despite the fact that you are breastfeeding.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
My name is Misola.
Your name is Bemisola?
Yes.
Okay. What's your question, Bemisola? Thanks for calling.
I don't have any questions, just my regards to the doctor.
Oh, thank you so
very
much,
much.
Bemisola. I hope you are enjoying the program.
Yes, thank you very much. May God bless you and continue to.
Amen. Thank you so much. God bless you too, Bemisola. Thanks for calling. Okay, bye. Okay, good afternoon. Apart from the barrier method, is there any other device or drug that helps in preventing STDs, infection, and HIV? I mean, can I have intercourse with someone without a condom and still be safe? I think it's no.
I'm
Capital
sorry,
no.
the answer is capital no.
You can't eat your cake and have
no,
it.
No. The barrier method is the only method that will protect you against sexually transmitted infection. There are no, it's not like malaria that you can, malaria actually has some drugs for prophylaxis. There's a drug you can take that will prevent you from having malaria, but sexually transmitted infections, no.
Okay, good afternoon. My question is, I've used contraceptive pill for some while and have stopped using it ever since then. I've not seen my menstruation. I've did pregnancy tests and it shows I'm not pregnant. And my fear is I've not seen my menstruation. What can I do? Hello, good afternoon. Before you respond to that, let's speak to the last caller. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. Are you still there? Okay.
All right.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Welcome to the show.
Yes, this is Mr. Emmanuel calling you from Abuja.
Mr. Emmanuel from Abuja.
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you. How is the rocks, the capital city? I'm used to the rock city. I don't know. Maybe I need to visit Olumo Rock soon. How is the capital city? Hello, Mr. Emmanuel. Oh, we lost Mr. Emmanuel. Please call back Mr. Emmanuel from Abuja. Okay. So would you...
Okay, yeah, she said she had stopped it for how long?
The question is quite lengthy.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon. My question is, I've used contraceptive pill for some while and I've stopped using it ever since. Then I've not seen my menstruation. I've did pregnancy tests and it shows I'm not pregnant. And my fear is I've not seen my menstruation.
Okay, well, I would have loved to ask when she stopped using, and I also would have loved to ask if she was seeing her menstruation while on it. Because, well, yes, the daily pill is an example of the hormonal method, and like we've said a lot of times, most of these hormonal methods may interfere with the way your period comes. Some of them will actually reduce it, and for the injectables, for example, for some women, they don't even see the menses at all. So I don't know how long ago you stopped and you've checked you're not pregnant. You can give it more time, but if you're really worried, I would just advise that you visit your healthcare professional, so that they can be able to get to the bottom of why your menses is not back.
I've been using Postinol pills and it has been changing my cycle. And am I advised to use this type of method too? I'm just 23 years old.
Okay, that pill you mentioned is actually an example of an emergency pill. it is not supposed to be your permanent form of contraceptive. It's supposed to be a one-time thing, something you use when you have unplanned, unprotected intercourse. So, of course, and part of the side effects is the fact that if I can put it this way, it will mess with your cycle. It can make your menses come a week earlier or a week later. So, but we don't advise that you adopt this as a permanent method. So if you need a method, a constant method of contraceptive, I will advise that you, well, listening to this program, we discuss various methods day in, day out, or you can just walk into any of your family planning clinics. They will educate you about the various methods that are available so you can adopt a more constant method for you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
What's your name? Good afternoon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon. So I enjoy your show. My name is Ambrose.
Your name is?
My name is Ambrose.
Sorry, you're too low. Can you please speak up? I know the weather has been wet. Hello? Hello? Wow, I'm afraid that's our last caller for today. I thought we could just speak with one more person, but it's so unfortunate we cannot accommodate any call anymore. So thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing your expertise today. We've been discussing intrauterine device with Dr. Tosin Laleye, a medical practitioner in the house. So please log on to www.oniandbanana.com for more information about this particular method or any other method you want to know more about. Log on to www.oniandbanana.com or send your question by sending your questions to DKT's toll-free short code by typing RHS space your question to 38350. Type your question space and to 38350. Thank you so much for calling Emmanuel, Emeka, Owolabi, Ayo, and so many other people that tried to call. And Bemi Sola, thank you so much for sending in your WhatsApp messages. I'm Olasunbo Mudupe. Please join us again next week. Bye-bye.